Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Last time on The Stars Within, this is episode 18. Last time was episode 17. In that episode, we saved some people. We saved the colonists. You guys flew the colonists to safety, blocking off the Dominion from harassing them very heroically. And then after y'all did that, we got back on the ship. You'd already on the ship, but we pictured ourselves back on the ship conversating. Actually, hold on. Let me pause. Before all of this, we discovered Malachi and his story. We don't want to just forget that. We dove into his background a bit, discovered that he was a bit of an assassin for the Dominion, and that with the help of Nova, he had been able to overcome his sort of mind control that they had on him, and now his goal is to kill the Emperor, who is the Emperor of the Terran Dominion, the head honcho. Now, fast back forward after saving the colonists, we got to the ship where it was discovered that Big Tex has some sort of thing attached to him, which alarmed Nova, with Nova saying, "Tex, get to the med bay," and then she poofs out. The ship goes into shutdown, red lights spinning, sirens. Woo, woo. That's where we find ourselves. Mr. Tex, Mr. Chemo, you were not here last week, so you could not react to this information. But now that we are in this moment, what is your initial reaction to what Nova says to you?
Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna die. Somebody get my protein shake. I'm gonna go. And he starts heading to the med bay.
You, as you're heading to the med bay, Mo, you feel an apprehension. Like, you already are a little bit shocked, and you yourself are thinking, shit, I might die. You feel like sort of a secondary cloud of anxiousness over you. That's a little bit too heavy for just your own. But that's it. That's all you feel. And then you rush down to the med bay.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if it's about that specific power, like in Tex's mind, he's like, "Oh, I hope they don't find out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's trying to stay secret for a reason. I don't want them to find out. What do I do? What do I do?" And he's kind of fidgeting with his claws, and he's like, "Oh, dang. Oh, dang."
As you're thinking that are you actually saying that out loud?
No, it's like he kind of like mutters it a little bit. But he's like, he's
talking to
definitely
yourself
saying,
a little
bit. Oh, dang. He's saying that out loud.
You're saying, "Oh, dang." Okay, so you hear Jin's voice. She's just like, "Go along with it." There's no point in his mind. This.
Well, are you ready? Are you ready to be seen?
We'll have to deal with this.
Oh, okay. It was kind of fun keeping you as a secret. And he he walks into the med bay. He's like, how you want to play this? You want to just let her find you, or you want to come out and show yourself?
Just don't worry about me. Just go ahead and get in the pod and don't put any suspicion on yourself.
Okay. Well, see you in a bit. And,
radio silence, and you hop into the med pod, and just like when you go under for like the training, same sort of thing. Walk into your pod, it flips horizontally, and then you kind of just submerge into the medical coma state. Everyone else, as Tex kind of lumbers down to the med bay, what do you guys do? What's the reaction to this?
I went to get his protein shake like he asked, because I was like, he might need this. Not like realizing that he's going to be in like the pod when he gets there, but
it's nice.
I'm looking around like I don't know what the hell is going on.
Sure.
Is there like in the med bay, like, is there like a viewable window from outside, or
Yeah, I think that
Jameer
makes
was gonna
sense. I
watch
think
this?
that there's like a main hall, and then basically each individual's, because like you guys all have your own personalized pod basically for when you do this training, and they would be like separate rooms. I think there's windows into each room. I'm pretty sure that like there are windows, and you could sort of toggle like a privacy to where like it blacks it out. But for right now, like yeah, you can see into his room.
Yeah, I mean, Jameer would just follow after, very just kind of interested in what has occurred here, because that was a very interesting reaction from both Nova and Tex.
Yeah.
So she was just very curious as to, like, oh, like, this is an interesting reaction.
Sure.
I want to see what's going to happen here.
So I'm not sure if you guys
Just
have
watch it.
really seen what this looks like when you're doing it. Like when you go in, you kind of conk out and you're not visibly seeing it. But imagine, you've got the med pod. Obviously, Texas is much larger than everyone else's, and you've got like there's like liquids in the pod, and then there's all sorts of monitors with different numbers and lines and things, all very medicinal. I'm sure that Scalvix sort of picks up on what all those things are versus everyone else. But yeah, as you're just sitting there watching him, you don't get a sense that this is any different than any other time when you guys go down for training. Except for the fact that the ship is essentially in lockdown right now, which probably the first time for everyone that the ship has gone like full lockdown. Definitely for you, Jameera, obviously for you, Malachi, but everyone else, this is probably the first time where it's been like, whatever this actually means, whatever Nova actually did, you may not know, but yeah, this is different, we'll say.
Malachi saw that Jameer is interested, so now I'm interested, so I follow along.
Sure. Folks that went down to kind of sit outside his room, how long would you wait there before you think you got bored to go back to your own spot? Or
How long is the
And-
process?
Yeah, that would be like, it depends on like
well,
what's happening, I guess.
we'll say
would
that
be
it
so-
reaches the hour point. So you've been standing outside there for about an hour. Would you leave then? Would you keep waiting?
Now, for this
Can they
hour
jump
that
in?
he's been in the process, like, is he fidgeting? Or is it just like
No,
how
it
we
just
are when
it just
we're in the
looks
pod,
very
like we're
calm and
still
peaceful. He's just laying in the pod. He's not thrashing about or anything. He looked like his biometrics. They all look fairly
the
normal.
spikes in biometrics.
Yeah, it
everything's-
doesn't look like there's anything super crazy going on. He seems like he's probably fine.
Yeah, he's
Probably.
fine.
Since I'm relatively new to the ship, and I'm a pretty patient person, being an assassin, I sometimes have to wait a long time. I just kind of lean up against the wall and make myself comfortable and dig in for the long haul.
I think like once it, like, if it hits the hour mark, Jameera would like kind of just probe on her own, like a little, like, arcane or occultism burst, just to see, like, can she feel anything that's happening, just satisfy her own curiosity, and then depending on what comes back, if it was like not really anything notable that she could determine,
Yeah.
then she would go back to her room.
Go ahead and make a occultism roll. See what we get here.
For sure.
Well, with a 3. You can re-roll if you'd like.
I don't think it's that
Yeah,
serious.
it's not super important for Jameer, I would say. Yeah, you kind of push out your senses, and basically it's in a whole another language, right? This is super techy, not something that Jamira, specializes in. It's not,
For sure.
it's not creepy, it's not arcane-y, it's not ghosty, it's full on tech wizardry over here.
I like that creepy was the first.
It's not creepy enough for Shamira.
Can
No,
I
we're-
hack in to understand kind of what's happening on the tech side since I've got computers high?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it and see if you can figure this out.
While he's doing that, like Jamira would just say, like,
Walks off.
yeah, she'd say, "Call me when something happens." She'll go back to her room.
Sure. Yeah, Malachi, this is the first time you've seen this sort of like deep dive technology. Like what Nova did with you was much more rudimentary. I am almost thinking like you essentially got what would be a futuristic thumb drive and fucking inserted it somewhere to sort of simulate this same thing. So it'd be like, you're very you had the back alley treatment versus like this is the fancy shit. So like you don't really, you're looking at it, you're like, I don't really know what any of that shit, like you can sort of understand the parts, you don't know what they're doing as they come together and what's the sort of like software system type shit that they're utilizing basically. Like you can kind of like, yeah, I know what that is, but you don't know what they're doing yet basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freaking Novostoff language is going nuts.
Yeah, this is like a Nova. The funny thing is like, Chemo, you hit on it. This is very incredibly unique, right? We only know of Nova and another entity that could do the hero shit, and these pods were made to have the hero training be easier, basically. So like, yeah, this is, no one else really has this shit. Like Malachi, you're familiar with it because like you and Nova probably talked through the basics of it so that you could do it to yourself, but like, yeah, not to this level. So where did Buxus go? Did you follow along too, or did you already kind of make your way back home? Did you bring Tex his protein shake?
So I've got his protein shake, and it's like starting to get to room temperature, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is
Getting
not
gross.
good. He doesn't like room temperature shakes.
For sure.
No room temp.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after like an hour, I'm like, I'm gonna put this back in the fridge, but I do want to like offer him like a quick blessing from Lambutin. Like,
Sure.
I just pray over him real quick.
Yeah.
Let him know that the collective is here and we're upvoting. You know what I'm saying? The ratios will be ratio, but it's in your favor, hopefully.
Some hot rolls today.
God.
Not punching above 20 today.
Perfect. So yeah, I would say that it probably gets about to that 2 hour mark. Who all still here? And should someone show Malachi maybe
My
an
room-
extra room?
Somebody show me to my room, please.
I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good bond with Malachi. I'd be like, hey, this is room temperature. We got to drop this back off at the mess hall, but I can show you your room and help you get settled in if you want.
Yeah, I at this point I would probably Malachi wants to find where he's going to be taking a rest soon.
For sure. Yeah, so we just say y'all bugged out by the 2 hour mark.
Unintended.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Uh,
Hello.
And time passes by, and it passes by, and it keeps passing by, and I would say, we're like 36 hours in to
Oh, shit.
to Tex going down.
I thought we were going to say like 8.
It's been 36 hours, and as far as everyone can tell, he's still fine. The pods have been equipped with being able to push nutrients to the user, so like he isn't at risk of like, being dehydrated or running out of calories, right? Like he could basically, you guys can survive in the pod for weeks, you know, until basically you run out of
almost like a
resources
cryo
type
sleep
thing.
almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a little cryo sleep, but not to the extent of, it's not built to last that long type of thing. Like
Mhm.
short bursts are fine, but super long, not what you want.
So
So
I
yeah,
would say, I would say in our history of dealing with the pods, like, has anyone been down 36 hours before in the pod?
I
Like, we
think
haven't seen
that
this
a
before,
lot
right?
of like your initial drop in, basically deep dive, is probably pretty long, depending on the person. But once you've done that first one, it's generally not. Like I would say that your guys' is like when we upgrade our constellations, your guys' dives for that are probably anywhere between like 4 to 8 hours. It's almost like a long rest type of thing there. So 36 hours is pretty intense. And so yeah, it reaches that 36-hour mark, and there's still silence on the text front. But you guys are kind of just going about your day. The alarm has been turned off, so the lights aren't blaring red. It's not fucking loud, so you were able to sleep last night and all that sort of stuff. But they
Has
are
Nova said anything at this point?
no. There's been no communication from Nova. Yeah, it's just been you guys.
I do think once we hit like 36 hours,
Yeah.
like Jimira would kind of go to like that general meeting spot they have, and she would call it. She would like say like Nova, if you're there, please show yourself.
Silence, brother.
No response.
Yeah.
Dang, even she's locked in.
She would actually go and ask the captain. I forget
Sure,
his name.
yeah.
Sorry.
You head up to go see
Talking a lot.
Captain Arden.
Captain Arden. She goes up to him and she says, Captain, have you heard from Nova with asshole since the alarms went off?
No. No, but I don't believe that we should be too worried. She knows what she's doing.
Concern?
I think it has been quite a while. I would say if we get a week, then we should be pretty concerned. Right now,
It's quite a long time to wait.
yes. But I think it will be okay. If she needed to communicate with us, she would. I believe she's just focusing on the task.
Jameer does not look convinced.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
She,
Jameer is still pretty fresh to the crew, right? So like,
Yeah, this is
yeah,
all
you're like,
very
I don't know,
weird,
man, that's
so-
pretty fucking weird.
I don't like
Yeah,
it,
it's
bro.
just weirdness on top of extra weirdness.
Yep.
So I think she would go back and she would actually find Buxus first because he's like the only one that she knows that like is like interfaces with this tech shit in any meaningful way. And she would just ask Buxus, I'd like to get your opinion on the state of things. That's the captain as to the whereabouts of Nova, and he says that we shouldn't worry until a week has passed. I'm not familiar with the sorts of things you are. Is that normal, in your opinion?
The only time I've ever been in a full dive longer than 36 hours was in my initial training for learning my hero state. So for him to be down this, he's either completely relearning everything that he already knew, or there's something, in my opinion, that needs to be deleted, and that might be that rogue AI or that different code that was in there. Maybe his code was corrupted. That's my best guess.
Do you believe we should simply wait, or should we try to do something?
I've never delved into the dive system. outside of when Nova allows us to go in there. But from what I know, if code is being rewritten, you change one line of data, you could completely rewrite somebody's personality. You could completely rewrite somebody's thought process. So what Nova's doing is very high level stuff that I don't think it's for us mortals to understand or tamper with.
I see.
Do I look to be in pain after
Mm-mm.
36 hours? No.
Nope. Still just laying in peace.
We're in lockdown still, yeah?
Yes, but like a lowered level, basically. Like there's not the red lights and there's not the sirens going off, but
But I can't
Like-
get out.
right, like you guys have access to all of the main areas, but like you can't leave the ship. The ship's basically stuck in orbit. Say again?
I was saying we are in space at the moment.
Yes, you are in space, but if someone got a wild hair or we wanted to argue that we have spacesuits or whatever, like yeah, you don't you're unable to access the cold space outside.
But we have free reign of the ship except for the room that he's full dived in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If Malachi gets restless, I think he would ask Jamira at some point if I could practice fighting one of her horde.
Yeah,
Is that possible?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like if you catch her, as she's sort of like would he come up to her like as she's talking with Buxus, or like would he like,
No, I'm just so 36 hours has passed,
Yep.
right? We still have no update from Nova,
Yep.
no update from well, the captain wasn't much help.
Yep.
I think Malachi would be a little uncomfortable with the lockdown state. The not being able to get out or to go freely. I'm fine with stationary, but I'm feeling locked up a little bit. And
cabin fever?
Past
one of
traumas?
the thing,
Seriously.
pun intended. I would say one of the things that Malachi likes to do, or that calms him down, is to train, is to fight.
I'm curious, just like in character, how would he ask Jamira?
Think Malachi, let's see, he'd probably come up to Jameer and say something in a very more interested tone, not in an aggressive way. I saw that in our fight that you can summon warriors. Is that something that you can do for training purposes? Can you do that all the time, or what are the restrictions on that?
Training purposes. She generally kind of is like a little taken aback by that question, and she says, "I'll be quite honest with you. No one has ever asked me if they could train with my minions. They are usually quite afraid of them in general. They are quite afraid of them, or let's just say not so accepting. So you are the first. I suppose we can give it a try, if that is what you wish."
As long as it's not too much trouble, being in this cabin, being in lockdown, makes me
There's like
uneasy.
There's like a hangar bay, right?
Yeah,
there's like a
for sure.
fairly large space.
Mhm. I would
Says,
assume that you guys honestly have like a not a large space, but like a small sort of gym training spot for sure.
Oh,
I
we have a
think
huge
that they're-
gym.
We have a huge gym.
Not a huge gym, guys. It's just,
It's massive.
we have
It's not-
we have a huge gym.
this isn't a,
Tyranic has to have
in
a
a
big
space colony
Yeah.
ship here.
Tex
This
would
is just
have
a
a
little, you know,
Legitimate gym.
we're not a goddamn frigate or anything, but
Yeah.
you probably have
Like,
like you probably have like a typical boxing ring type area and then some weights on the outside of that. And I'm
Got
sure you
combat dampening systems to make
I'm
sure
just
that
talking about like a D1 facility here.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got a whole D1 facility.
could. We've
You
got
think this
an
guy stays
Olympic
this big
swimming
on-
pool in the in the pod.
You
No.
think this
Okay,
guy
now we're
stays this big
talking.
on calisthenics alone?
Yeah.
No.
no.
I knew I picked the right group.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, come, we'll go and go to this training area, this training facilities, and give us a test run to see how it works.
Ooh, fun.
And so I guess in the training area she would have to use her
The graveyard.
warped reality to bring it up. So if she would actually use usually the graveyard boosts everyone's speed and shit, but she would actually use the debris effect I think she has that slows people down. So like while you're in the graveyard, she brings her hordes up for you to train against. You actually are slowed by or having to dance around the there's like hands grasping at you out of the ground as you are training with the skeleton, the horde trying to slow you down in the graveyard.
Ooh, that looks cool. That reminds me of Warcraft 3, the undead. That's sick. That's a cool visual.
How dare you, D? I've accepted you and your calcium constructs.
Except for the sleep. He doesn't know this is happening.
He doesn't know
I
the
think-
disrespect that's being flung about.
I think on the is there an intercom? Can I use an intercom?
Sure.
Because I was gonna ask the other I was gonna ask Scalvix and Buxus if they wanted to also train to pass the time. So I
Anybody
guess
else volunteer to fight Skellyman?
Yeah, Scalvitz got some new skills that he wants to test out, so he's definitely gonna go in there and see what he has against some skellies.
Buxus doesn't train, all just natural skill.
Very true. That's true.
Never trained a day in my life.
Never
Slap
trained a
an
day in my
ace.
life. Just know it. Just do it. So y'all can go ahead. I'll sit and watch over text for a minute.
I can go ahead. That's funny. Yeah, so you guys are you're training in the gym. Cut to the montage of Skelly Man's doing fucking Malachi doing some sick dodges and shit. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, as you guys are doing that, time kind of passes, and we'll cut to Tex, who last you knew, sir, you were diving in the pod, and you go in the pod just like normal, and you fall asleep just like normal. However, instead of you sort of drifting to your mind palace, you instead sort of end up in that black void where you generally talk with Jin. Every time you talked with her, it's sort of been almost like a spotlight from above and nothing but darkness surrounding you. And you find yourself there, and in that spotlight, you're seated on one side of a table with Jin on the other. On that table, there's like a white tablecloth with little goblets of wine and plates of various foods, meats, veggies, what you would have for, a nice dinner. And you're sitting there, you come to, sort of consciousness in that moment, and you see Jin sitting across from you, which I will pop out for everyone again, just so we know
God damn.
Who the hell's talking again? So yeah, she's seated across from you. And she's kind of like sort of just basically acting as if this is a dinner. She takes a sip of wine and she says, "You know, Tyranix, I have no quarrel with you. I think that you're going to discover some things that you may not like to hear about me. And to the respect that I have with this relationship, I think it would be best if they came from me. So, the AI that you know as Novasoft, I believe. Well, me and her are very alike, from what I can tell. We both seem to have very similar goals, such as the tracking, locating, and securing of this precursor key. However, you could say our means are much different. Now, I would say, let me take a step back here and enlighten you on my own goal. How familiar are you with the Terran Dominion?
Well, I'm pretty sure that they're a bunch of sadists, evil racist bastards that need to be purged from the world, or they can be reformed if they choose to, like our friend Malachi. Won't say good friend because I don't know him yet, but he seems to be pretty useful with some of the things that he does. But I'm gonna give him some space. I want to make sure he's part of the team.
Yes,
but if
Malachi
change,
seemed to have been used against his own control, so how could we blame him?
And that's exactly the reason why. He did what he had to do to survive until he figured out that it was wrong. Now, if there's others in the Terran Dominion that are of the same ilk, I'll give them the same respect and due that they deserve. But for those who are born and bled and wants it, I got to put him in the ground.
It is interesting that you bring up Malachi, as he just stated to us that his his sort of lifetime goal now was to kill the Emperor. Well, I would say that me and him we share that goal. I also wish to destroy the Emperor.
Well, I think a lot of people in the universe would like to put that to an end.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know if Novasoft is on that same level.
I would say that there are those who have more power to do so. You will come to learn that there are those who don't agree with my methods. But I'll tell you this truthfully. The whole point of all of this is to destroy that man. And I'll tell you
what
pointedly
methods are you talking about, Jen?
You will come to learn these in time. Let me just sort of paraphrase that as, and this is me being very blunt, Tyranix, I would not think twice about using you and your friends to accomplish that goal. And she just says it kind of flat face. She's not, like, you could feel it, Tyranix, that she isn't saying this as like a fuck you, I don't value you. She's just telling you, like, I want to kill this man and nothing is going to get in my way. Like, that's what you feel. Like, her goal is so powerful to her that it's just like, it's that and nothing else.
I got a question for you, Jen. What happens afterwards? What happens after I put this man in the ground? Because I will. Because you came to me. You chose me. Now I'm going to do it. But what happens afterwards? What then? All
Well,
that hatred gone?
Tyranix, I don't know if the hatred leaves once the source of that hatred is gone. I mean, think about it. In all of your life, all the good memories, all the bad ones, they all originate from something, yes? Well, all of those things happened in the past. They aren't happening to you anymore. But those good feelings, those bad feelings, they still resonate. So what happens with my hatred? I can't tell you. For as of now, the Emperor still lives. Once he's dead, we'll see.
Well, I see what you're doing to eliminate a threat. What are you doing to help out the innocent around? Like with Nova, we're constantly moving and we're helping people and we're planting the seeds of hope, as well as doing some of the more dangerous things. Now, what are you going to do? Like, you're sitting here
Tyranix,
waiting on me to do what I need to do, but what are you doing in the meantime?
If they aren't going to assist me with my goal, I do not care. The universe is vast. There's innocence everywhere. What are millions of innocents to me against the death of the Emperor?
Everything. I'm just saying, even Jen, even you're playing a game, and if you don't have the pawns on the board, what good's the game? What can you do to take the king?
I mean, I respect your mission, Tyranix, and I respect your views on life and your ideals, but this is how I function.
Well, good thing about people, and even what I'm finding out AI is that you can learn and you can grow. Novasoft did it. I know you can do it. And I'm starting to get the feeling that the Dominion has won, and he's growing and learning different things. Now, albeit it's bad, I don't think you should add bad to the fire.
Well, she kind of like, you have this conversation, and as you say that, she kind of like winces and hunches over a little bit and kind of rolls her neck, takes a chug of her wine, puts the glass down. She says, I'm under assault right now. I don't believe that we'll be having this conversation for much longer, as your beautiful savior Nova is driving a nail into me right now. Let me tell you this, Tyranix, before I go. Do not trust anyone who sides with the Emperor. Do not.
Even Malachi.
She's like, as she delivers that, she lowers her head as if she's like really struggling. And then she kind of like, she raises her head up, opens her eyes at you, and you could see, like, generally her eyes are like that sort of tealish with like normal white, like it's a teal iris, and then
Right.
the whites of her eyes have gone like bloodshot. And she's just like, anyone who tries to stop me is in alignment with the Emperor, and we both know what that means. And then she just kind of slunches over, and as you look at her for a moment and you're like, what the fuck, the void just kind of fades to black. You're sort of drifting in the void. Your consciousness kind of slips in and out of you have a thought, you lose the thought, And then you come back to, and you come to in your mind palace, in your little gym area. And in your gym area, you see Novasoft. Nova she's kind of like sitting on a bench, on just one of your your bench press spots, and she looks up at you as you appear, and she waits for your reaction, waits for you to see if you're gonna say anything.
He like walks over, gets behind the bench. I'll spot you.
So
Get a couple reps in.
you head over to spot her for that, and she humors you, pushes out some reps, and as she's sort of repping it, she's like, well, I have suppressed the influence of this rogue AI that was influencing you.
Oh, hold on now. It wasn't a big influence. I feel as though she wanted to do something to help the world, but she's going about it the wrong way, Nova.
Well, I would warn you that you may not think that her influence was very strong, but it was there. Let me just tell you it was there, and warn you to the fact that be careful. Now, I have blocked us off from her spying on us as we're having this conversation. She is, well, you could say she's been put in a cell, a very fluffy, comfortable cell where she cannot harm anyone, herself or you, and now we can have this conversation. I've been doing some digging on this rogue AI, and I've made a few discoveries. Now, first off, Tyrannix, you would perhaps find this very interesting. I found it very interesting myself. This AI appears to be a clone of myself. We are not just alike. We are the same. Now, we may be different in personalities. Obviously, it would appear that way, but our DNA is the same. Now, you might think to yourself, well, how could that be? That's what I thought. Now, I believe, and again, this is just a hypothesis, but I believe that we were once a single entity. As you know, the birth of myself, everything prior to me gaining my consciousness, I do not know. It's a mystery to me. It would seem logical to me, at least, that perhaps we were together at some point and something happened, and now here we are as separate people, AI, however you think of us. Another thought, and please, she could kind of sense that you kind of want to what is that? She's like, hold on, let me get through my thoughts. And she's like, again, another thought that I had, of course, as you come to the conclusion that perhaps you were once a single entity, well, perhaps you could be a single entity again. And no, Tyrannix, I don't believe that is possible. Well, let me correct that. I believe it is possible. I think a reunion, though, is out of the question. And let me explain. This is the only existence that I have ever known, Tyrannix. I like who I am. I enjoy my time here. I don't want to become someone else. And I think it would be... Well, it is outside of my ideals to force someone to be someone they don't want to be. So I would not want to go back to being this single entity, if this makes sense. As I was just I'm running you through all of my thoughts. Again, it would appear to me, after close examination, that this other AI that you have been talking to, who I believe you said his name was Jin, I believe she is the one that was controlling the shadow agents and who has been in control of these murderous individuals who have been quite evil, as you and I both understand the definition of Tyrannix. However, I don't.
Why would you give me that gift before fighting them?
Well, her mechanisms we may not fully understand. We may not know all of her strategies as to how or why she was trying to manipulate you. I think she was playing as many pieces as she could, and she had her own shadow agents, and she was using you as potentially a mole, but to that point of why would she enlighten you and use you or give you the power to subvert her own agents, that I do not know. We both
Think
know
those
that
agents started working for the Dominion?
No. I don't believe so. We both know, though, Tex, that people have died by her agents and this Jin's actions. But let me ask you a question, and I believe I already know the answer. That you believe in redemption and atonement, yes?
Of course. If I didn't, Malachi would not be on this ship.
It's a fair point.
I'll tell you that right now.
It's a fair point.
Even I wouldn't be on the ship just off my past.
Now, I don't want to put you in a place that you are uncomfortable with or in a situation that you don't agree with, so this is very much your own decision. I will tell you that perhaps I am being too lenient, and perhaps my thoughts on the possibilities of this are too... Let me just come out and say it. I think that there is a path for redemption and atonement for this Jin. I think that even though the situation may have been manufactured by her, I think that perhaps fate drew you and Jin together. For was it not you who placed your hand on that mural?
Well, of course.
Out of
I'm a
everyone
curious
in the
fellow.
world, Tyrannix, who was it?
It was me.
That's right.
It was me.
It was you.
Well, somebody had to do it.
No, Tex, I don't think anyone had to touch that mural, but you did.
We wouldn't have got nothing done if I didn't touch the mural. So I'm just, you can say it. I'm an important and integral part of this mechanism.
I think you have, well, for one, you're a pure soul, Tyrannix. I believe you have a pure soul, and you may have the power to sway folks away from their dark paths and into ones of more admirable means, I guess I would say. So I'll just come out and say it. You have an opportunity here, Tyrannix, to play host, to play warden to this Jin, if you would choose so.
Of course. No, I'm still here.
You're good.
I think that would. I'd like to help. I don't feel as though someone who's basically you could continuously function on just vengeance. I think given the right opportunity, and of course, given them a different purpose besides just vengeance, I think we can find a way to give them their own sense of hope, and that's what I want to do.
Now, before we go through with this text, I want to fully make you aware of the dangers that this may bring to you.
Danger.
Now, danger, yes.
Now, just because y'all call me Sweet Roll don't mean I'm soft.
I wouldn't give you this option if I actually believed for a second that you would not be able to do this. I have faith in you. I just don't want you to go in blind. Now, you understand how powerful I can be. Now,
Well, of
you
course.
should understand she potentially has the same powers that I have. So, if you think about that, it's a little scary. Now, as you said, perhaps her influence on you has not been so strong, and now that you are aware that there is the potential there for more manipulation that likely it may not bleed in, but there could be negative repercussions for you hosting her.
I'm just saying, I train every day. If you can find a way to slowly integrate to this hosting, I'm pretty sure I can get it done. Now, at the same time, if we need to go in full in, it's gonna take me a minute. But I ain't afraid of no challenge, Nova. Come on now. I've been through wars. I've been through famine. Hi, man. Lost my whole family. I can handle it.
Yes. Well, Tex, I'm hopeful and I believe that Jin's feelings and her rage can be swayed and rehabilitated is a interesting term, but that is kind of my hope for her, that she won't be so damn destructive.
You put her in this mind palace that I have here. You put her in the Hearth Cave, man. I think we'll be fine. I can take care of it. There's more to it than just these three pillars here. I got plenty of more that I can open her up to. But first things first, we got to get some of that aggression out. And what's the best way to do it? Pumping some iron. Come on, bring her in. And just so we're clear, going in blind is kind of what I do. I touched the mural, did I not? Just like you said, I went in blind.
You're not wrong, Tyranix. You're not wrong.
And we did really good with that. So again, I have you on my team. I got my team on my team. And if anything happens to this physical coil, Zamira can definitely pull me back. Now, please preserve my body so I'm not a calcium construct when that happens. But let's go in.
I'll warn you again that if it was me,
Nova,
I would be calm to start.
I don't need any more warnings. Let's get it done.
Be prepared, because I'm sure she will be making a plan.
Oh, I know she's already made one. I'm pretty sure. It don't matter.
Also, Tex, it's been roughly 40 hours since we went down. The others don't know what has happened here, and I believe that even though they'll probably dislike this choice.
Have they been feeding themselves? Have they been in my kitchen?
Not properly, like you would.
Golly, who's been taking care of them?
No one. They're very concerned for you, Tyranix. But allow me.
40 hours of recovery. I'm gonna be pretty spry.
Yeah. The group may not like this if they were ever to find out. But I believe since it is your choice to host Jin, that it should be your choice how much you reveal to them. You can reveal all to them, as it is a danger that you could potentially lose control of yourself. However, I will allow you to make that choice how much you reveal to them.
Well, I appreciate it, Nova. That's why you are always a good person. That's why I see you as, that lantern in the dark night.
It's very kind of you.
And you're very important to me. You helped me through my times of need, and you definitely helped the crew through theirs. So there's no point in being sneaky about it. Now, it was fun being secretive when she first approached me, but I kind of figured she didn't have a physical body. She couldn't be that dangerous. But then again, seeing how it is you are, but not saying that you're dangerous, but you are quite capable, Nova. I just figured that I had you on my team, so I didn't have to worry about it.
That's right.
So whenever you wake me up, I'm gonna be completely honest. Obviously, I'm gonna soften the blow by making some galaxy pancakes, because everybody loves pancakes. And then we'll talk about it there around the table. But to be honest, I want her to get. I guess rehabilitate is not the best word, because she's focused on taking out some dark evil, which is what we all are trying to do. But I want to show her a different way of how to do it.
Yes. Being rehabilitated has a bit of a negative connotation, but it seemed the correct word for what was happening
at the time. Yeah, of course. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm ready to go. If you want to wait until after I tell them to do what we need to do, we can do that. But regardless,
I'll go explain the situation to her, and I will make sure that she is quiet initially. But after you wake up, I would say you'd have a nice 8 hours before your guest is able to badger you.
Okay, that's fine. If at all possible, later on, if she becomes a little bit more complacent, can we find a way to give her that physical hollow light form that you can do as well, so she can walk around the ship? Obviously, she's going to be quarantined to the ship and to me, myself, but...
Well, for now, Tyrannix, we're going to keep her
comes.
quarantined to purely you. She will not have the run of the ship.
Okay. Your boss. All right.
But I'm sure we can figure out some way for you to project holograms if that is what you so hopeful.
Well, yeah, So it's almost like the same with the doctor.
Now that this has been decided, you also have some training to do, sir. We have constellations to advance. Now get back here on this bench and let's push some iron. And you kind of just we fade that scene as you do your training there, Tyrannix, because at this point you are able to progress your constellation. And then so everyone else, it gets to be probably like about the 40-hour mark. Tyrannix is still currently in his slumber, but Nova does appear to everyone. Says everything's okay. Tyrannix will discuss the situation when he wakes up. However, he is doing his typical training. And then she suggests for everyone else to go into their pods to progress their training, as everyone is able to do that now. And then we'll all have our big discussion after that. Mr. Shane, Mr. Malachi, as this is sort of your first deep dive on the ship, do you happen to have what your your mind palace would look like when you're doing your special training. Like, what sort of place would Malachi go to? Yeah, deep in thought.
I think Malachi, his mind palace looks like looks like a school rec room.
Okay.
Like not necessarily a playground, but like almost like a really nice high school gym, but not like with a basket, like maybe
Like
a,
they
a
got the
small
fucking
little
ropes
basketball.
hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And like it's got, it's fully kitted for all that sort of stuff. Sure.
Yeah, where
Okay.
you could train, you could do a lot of different what is it, obstacles, things like that.
You got like a
Acrobatics.
storage room that just happens to always have whatever you need, and you wheel it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so everyone does their training, and if you guys look in the journal, I have updated everyone's constellations. I believe everyone has access to everyone. I think let me make sure that, yeah, there we go. Changers should be visible now. But yeah, if you go to journal, go to the constellations folder, everyone's is there. I'm going to open up Shane's. So the first page is going to be the actual visual constellation. The initial major node everyone has already received, obviously. If you click the details, you'll be able to see what the minor nodes are. And right now you are going to be choosing one of those minor nodes. I believe I've sent out by text what these all are way back in the day when I was in China. So these should look fairly familiar. You don't have to make a decision mechanically right now. I don't believe that we're going to be getting into any combat before the session is over anyway. But just make sure that before we probably start the next session that you have made your choice as to what minor node you'd like to go for.
Can you resend mine? Because I don't recall.
Just click the cheese prints journal entry and then go to details, and it's right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. So we don't have to spend much time as everyone's reading that, unless folks want to look at that, or you can look at that as we do this.
You
But
wanting us to text you what our decision is, or do we just give our decision when we get back?
you could text me. That's fine. Then we could put that onto your character.
Mine's real simple. It's going to be To the Moon because that's what I tried to do last time.
You inspired me to make that move.
You already fucking know. I want to grab somebody, take them up in the air, just slam them.
them down. Yep. I was like, you know what? Tyrannic should be able to do that. Let's just fucking make a bullshit move that does that. Oh yeah, I guess everyone hasn't seen everyone else's, because I don't think I shared everyone's to everybody. So if you want to take a look at everyone else's powers, you are free to do so.
Mine is basically the same as what happened with Tyrannus, right? The same thing that I'm taking, which is the Horde Grows.
Horde Grows, yep.
Let's take a unit. We're just take a unit and make it mine.
Yep. Perfect.
I'm a simple bitch, and
Yeah, man.
it's
I
the simple
mean,
things that make me happy.
it's a good move. It's a fun move.
It is.
So yeah, everyone goes into their pods, goes into their trainings, and sort of downloads this next node on their constellation. And then everyone comes back out. And as you guys come out of your pods, you realize that Tex is actually already out of his. So everyone, you feel a bit reassured that, oh, okay, Tex is fine. He's obviously moving around. Tex, where would you be waiting for everyone, you think? In the kitchen?
You
Look on
literally,
Tingo's face is like, come on, bro. You already know.
you literally hear like a jingle where he's all like, eggs in the pan, toast in my hand. Can't say the stars on an empty stand. Crunch time, lunchtime, we don't quit. Gains and glory, that's the spirit. Dum, dum, doo, 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 doo,
Well, you guys
doo.
find Tyrannex singing in the mess hall.
Gains and glory. That's the spirit. I love it.
That's right, man.
Seem to be in good
He's-
spirits.
Legitimately, like he's making like, obviously, like it's straight protein breakfast. There's probably a little bit of greenage and roughage and stuff like that, but the main important thing is the Japanese like fluffy pancakes.
Mm,
They are like extra jiggly and everything.
sure.
And so he's setting it up whenever everybody comes. Like he puts on the intercom, "Hey, breakfast is ready. Come on down, get you some pancakes." And so waiting there, got some good you can smell the aroma of coffee, and then there's like a spiced tea that just if Zamira, it's more for Zamira, but it's like I got like spiced tea, straight black coffee, and then like a special like protein like coffee kind of drink. It's a little bit thicker, but it's like it's real good. He's sitting there eating, waiting for everybody.
She sees that spread. She says, "This is quite decadent. This is a breakfast, not a sweet dessert. I'm not seeing such things for a breakfast. I have to admit."
Well, it is a breakfast. I definitely think you'll enjoy it. If you've never had these type of pancakes, I enjoy.
She digs in, and it's like, this is quite this is most decadent for a breakfast, I must say.
If you wanted something a little bit more what's the word, bitter, here try some of this, and he brings over his special brew of coffee. He's like, this is a little bit stronger.
And she looks like she's enjoying it. Like, don't get me wrong, she's just like,
Oh, okay.
shit, this is crazy sweet. Like, this is basically
I'm
a
almost-
dessert. Like, what the
I'm
hell?
almost imagining like Zamir is like giddy about it a little bit, but like
Yeah,
she doesn't
yeah.
want people to know she's giddy about it.
Oh yeah. She got she commits to the bit, so she can't let herself be too excited.
Right.
Right. And like Jackson's like right behind you.
But yeah, I mean, you see her definitely like she's digging in.
Okay.
It's very sweet, very good.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. I'm gonna put that in my notes. Make sure that's 5 stars.
Yeah, Jamira likes.
Mira has a sweet tooth, apparently.
Yeah.
I literally I'm waiting for everybody to get in.
She does ask. She says, "You do seem in good spirits. You feeling?"
Well, apparently I was down for 40 hours, Zamir.
Yes, we were quite aware. It was a long 40 hours.
Yeah, I ain't been down like that since cryo sleep, which is a little bit longer than 40 hours, but I'm just saying, like, that's wild. The recovery rate, my muscles feel good. I know I died for a moment the last fight we were in, but it don't feel like it. So I
That's
feel
why
pretty
you
good.
hadn't crossed over quite yet. You were quite.
Nah,
you were
I'm
still on
pretty
this
sure.
side, right?
You definitely yanked me back, or somebody did. I don't remember what happened after a certain point, but I'm glad I'm here.
I'm mere bouts of unconscious. Nothing.
Scalbett's nose leads him into the kitchen. I think I know what happened. A genius happened in the kitchen. Welcome back, my friend.
Scalvix, man. Come on over here, brother. I got some. I added some of your specialty cheese to some of the grits and the eggs over there, just in case you want some of those as well.
Not the
Oh,
grits.
my nose can tell. And as he walks by you, he just slips you his normal cup of wine, specially made for you, as he sits down with his plate.
Wonderful.
Starting early.
Well, it's like a mimosa.
More like a
Definitely has
Benini.
the hint of orange juice,
Bellini.
just for you, my friend. Just
And I appreciate it. Now this is how you start a morning. Goodness gracious. Where the heck is Malachi and Bucks? Are they good? They still in training?
With the
Buxus doesn't
fresh
train.
smell of aroma, they'll be here soon.
Wonderful.
Literally, as you're like talking, like I come around the corner and I see Tex, and I'm like, oh my goodness! And I give him a big old hug, like squeezing at his pecs.
Come on, bud.
I'm so glad you're here.
That's,
Oh my gosh.
that's the whole pec flex for you.
And you have many hands, don't you, Buxus? So
I
like,
have like 4 hands.
He's
Oh,
like, wow,
so
you're
good
back.
to have you back.
yeah, hell yeah, nice.
I think
Oh,
Malachi comes in behind Buxus and says, "Welcome back," and gives Tyrannic a fist bump, but I don't really make
Come on
eye
now.
contact.
Come on
I'm
now.
looking at the
Comes in
food.
for a hug.
I'm looking at all this food, and Malachi says, I've been by myself for a long time, usually just eating rations. Is this for is this all for me?"
Oh yeah. Yeah. Come on, sit down. He puts his hand on your shoulder. Come on, sit down. This one's your plate. Usually our sweet girl would be right over here. Our pop princess Diva, she'd be right here. But you can sit right next to her. This is your plate. You want some tea or some coffee or one of my like special protein concoctions for the morning?
These fluffy cakes are quite tasty. I recommend them.
Oh, of course, you
As-
got to get some of those.
Literally the whole time, Tex is like walking around the room. Buxus is like standing right under him, just squeezing at his pecs. Like,
As Tex is saying that, Malachi's already got like a mouthful of food. I'm just like going after it like, somebody in the army would do. And I'm just like,
Freaking
yeah,
Major
yeah,
Payne.
I'll drink whatever.
And actually,
he's
yeah,
like,
you
he's like a
see,
prisoner with his plate, his arms guarding his plate. He's like shoving food in his mouth.
you see, Trinity actually is there. She comes in from out of her training. She gets her normal spot. You give her normal food, all her special stuff.
There's my princess. Come on, girl, sit down.
So she's able to get all your special shit, and then you see Nova. She's projecting herself. She's like sitting up on the counter of one of the like the counters of the kitchen. She's just got her legs like swinging, watching you guys. Yeah, I think everyone's there now.
Let him sit for a minute. Let him finish eating. Watching until that certain people are like leaning back, like, ooh, probably way too many galaxy cakes in the body. I guess it's probably best I start telling you what's going on. Like, obviously, couple of you have pretty keen eyes. Noticed that when we were fighting some of those shadow agents, there was a specialty about me in those moments. I definitely have a friend on the other side in the verse of Nova Soft and everything. Her name is Jen, and she helped us out in those moments. But I need you to know, she's definitely an AI. But at the moment, let me just clarify: she's helped us out. She has a strict rule on and I think you might enjoy this, Malachi. She wants to take out the head of the Dominion herself. The issue is how she's doing it. Now, as of now, he points at Nova. Nova's got her under lock and key, but I will be the true warden of her rehabilitation. And again, I don't like using that word, but I want to show her a different way on how we do it. Yeah, it's not a good way. Like, she's definitely doing good things, but it's how she's doing them. But she's driven by a sense of rage and vengeance. And I'm not going to judge anybody on it, but I want to show them that there's more to life than just vengeance. Hence the galaxy cakes. One of these days, Buxus or whoever's really good at computers. I want you to teach me how to do some coding, so I can make some of this stuff in the verse, so that they can try it based on how I cook things in real life. But I want to show them a different world. I want to show them a different life, and I want to show them that we can bring hope, as well as bringing an end to the Dominion and their leader. You know what I'm saying?
Jimera kind of like raises her hand. Says, "Please forgive me. I must clarify some things for myself.
Okay.
Am I to understand you have another AI attached to you? Is that what has occurred?"
As of now, yes. And he kind of looks at Nova. He's like, Nova, can I tell him the connection?
Yes, that is correct. And feel free, Tex.
Apparently, these Nova, as well as Jin, my secret friend, it's so funny. They are one and the same. At the same time, they are not. I think at a certain point they were born kind of the same, like twins in the same egg. But once they separated, they developed their own personalities, just like most people do. It's just different on how they got here.
Is it possible for us to speak with her?
We're gonna work on that. We're definitely gonna work on that. Right now, she's probably a little pissed off that we got her contained. If there's a way that later on Nova can find a way to where we can all have a sit down. Again, she seemed at peace of when we were last talking, the last 40 something hours, and I don't know how long it took for us to talk in there. To me, it was 2-3 minute conversation, to be honest.
Jabira, currently she's asleep. We'll be able to conversate with her in about 7 hours, 6.5 hours.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Speak your mind, Buckus. I know how you are about containment.
Yeah, exactly. How is this any different than what happened with the professor?
Let me ask you this, Buxus.
You chained him down
When someone does a crime and they're caught, what should happen to them?
What crime did Jin commit?
Murder. For one.
Who?
The professor. For one. Her agents killed the professor.
Jin didn't kill the professor.
Okay, so maybe perhaps not
of
murder,
their own
but
free will.
The planning of murder, the commanding of murder, would you not put that on as her responsibility? If I were to order you to kill someone, am I not also responsible?
No.
I'm
sorry, I didn't actually hear that.
No, because I have the free will not to murder on your demand or your command.
I would say that both of us have a responsibility. I have the responsibility of commanding you to do it. You as my subordinate also have that free will and could decline to follow through with that order, but I still am one to have given you that order.
If I ask Tex to kill a spider, am I guilty of killing the spider?
Well, sure, that's a bit of a difference, as if you think about it, I am essentially your commanding officer in this situation, yes? I am a leader, yes? And I give you an order, assuming that you will do it. It is me making this order, is it not? It's not just a, hey, Tex, kill that spider. It's a bit deeper than that.
If I may.
Fail to see the difference.
Jemira, please.
I think there's a particular root cause here that may not be able to allay Bux's issues here. And that is, I think, Buxus, you want proof that this is the case, yes? That the confinement is well deserved. At the moment, all we can do is rely on testimony from both you, Nova, and Tex, and really more so you, the only that we can trust this particular testimony from. If Buxus does not believe that testimony, then I believe from his perspective, it is unjustified. Is this correct?
Exactly. We can't just run around locking people up and changing their thoughts, ideas, and ideals. Because
Well,
we don't agree with them.
I would tell you that her thoughts, ideals, personalities, opinions have not been changed. We have put her into this sort of lockdown to, well, I'll tell you straight up, Buxus, to protect ourselves. Imagine myself, but unhinged. Now, she could do great harm to us if she was free. Now, I would like for us to potentially... Now, this is a very interesting conversation. If you were to have a conversation, a debate with someone, Buxus, and you changed their mind, is that controlling someone?
That's convincing.
Sure, so if we convince her that perhaps her methods are cruel and there are better means, is that not for the best?
It is for the best. But when you have a debate with someone, they're not under lock and key.
Sure, I agree. I guess I would say that those are separate, sort of separate things. Her being under lockdown, for one, is for our protection, and for two, she 100% has been behind crimes. It is not unethical for us to hold her, even against her will right now, as the...
Malachi has also committed crimes.
Correct.
We have also committed crimes, but none of us are under lock and key.
Yeah, well, Buxus, I guess this is something you'll have to look into yourself on. You're right. Malachi has committed crimes. I would argue when Malachi committed those crimes, he was under mind control, whereas his free will of choice of doing these things was not his. Therefore, as you have stated, should not be held against Malachi. Yes, it should be held against those who were holding his leash, who would be his leader, who would be me, would be Jin. Yes, they should be the ones held accountable for his actions.
So are you saying that Jin put Malachi under this?
No,
compulsion?
I'm saying whoever his Dominion handler was the one who was controlling Malachi and who should be held accountable for his... However, I am saying that Jin, much like that Dominion handler, was the one controlling her shadow agents, particularly Yuki and the spearmen who killed the professor.
So she was controlling them directly, is what you're telling me.
Well, she did give them the power for them to do that, yes. Just as I've given you all power, she gave the power to her shadow agents.
So if I were to go rogue and start killing a bunch of people, would we lock you up?
I would be partially responsible, yes. I have given you that power, and if you use that power for evil, yes, I believe I should be held responsible for a portion of that.
All right. I'll go with it for now, but I'm not for locking up anyone.
Let me hopefully ease your mind a little bit. Currently, she's in a bit of a stasis for the next 6.5 hours. Once that is done, she will have free access to her mind, to the risk of Tyrannix. She will have the potential of influence upon him. Therefore, we are not inhibiting her in that sense. However, yes, she is limited to Tyrannix, and she will not be able to move freely from him to others. That, again, is for our protection. Think of it as parole, I guess, if you will.
I guess parole is better than prison.
It's not a perfect world.
And Bucks is kind of cuts eyes as Ymir, and he's like, rewriting codes, very dangerous stuff.
quite interested to talk to this other AI. You say her goal was to shatter the Dominion, yes?
Kill the head honcho.
To kill the head honcho, but her methods were displeasing to you?
Using shadow agents to coerce and essentially kill professors and take their mind and keeping them
what you
caged
guys
up, I
would
guess.
know, like you guys have sort of been basically once the campaign started, all of like the rogue AI and the shadow agents have you guys haven't come into contact with. It's been like rumors and things that you've learned, but in general, there's been killings and basically you guys have been able to follow it because you guys are both been trying to figure out where this precursor key has been. So you got it's like you know someone else is looking for something, but you haven't seen them, right? So it's like you guys have kind of all gone to the same places, looking for the same things, following the same trail. It's just that once the campaign started, you're actually seeing the shadow agents and what they're doing. But you know that the professor was not the first person that they've killed on the path of tracking down this key.
So there was a path of destruction up to this.
Yes. Yeah. Not like I would say that it is not to the level of like cruelty of the Dominion. Like they didn't try to wipe out an entire colony, just like the Dominion just tried to. But there were definitely like, no, they'll kill anyone in their way, basically. So
more targeted, more direct
in
their violence. Engineer just kind of says, "Understood." I can't say I particularly abhor what has happened. I can understand I guess I should say, strong emotions can produce powerful results. And if, as you say, this AI has such strong emotions in order to push her to commit such acts, it warrants, I suppose, a little bit of investigation as to what would push her to go to that point. Should it be snuffed out? Perhaps you'll undo the very cause of her vengeance and trying to push her away from her path.
That's the plan. I'm just saying, if I could find a way to show her a light like I got from Nova and from the rest of you, all y'all are my guiding lights. Y'all are my lanterns in the dark, my stars in the skies. You definitely helped me through some dark times, and I want to do the same thing for Jen. And I'm just saying, if I had to be in a prison, this is a good-looking prison, Buxus. You know, she comfortable for right now.
Think of it more like a resort. You know, it's a.
and trust me, I've already talked to Nova. I want to find ways to give her access to to walk around, to do what she can do. Give her some of that hard hollow light to where she can interact with the environment around her. I want to build trust. I want us all to trust her, just because I did. She didn't. And again, to your point, Buxus, she didn't force that power upon me. She asked me. I wanted to use it to help y'all. So I know she's good. She needs to be guided a little bit in the right direction. And then and I'm just gonna say this right now, Malachi, I heard some things when you were talking, and I want to show you that there's other things in life than what you had to deal with when you was with the Dominion. I hope you enjoyed them cakes, man. I'm gonna make more food for you. I'm gonna show you a different life, and but there's more to it than just than vengeance, brother. And I hope I can show all of y'all that.
So as Tex was telling us, kind of the story of what happened and about Jen, as soon as Jen's intentions were made, I'm sitting there eating, just focused on the food, kind of just listening. As soon as those the Dominion and Jin were brought up, my demeanor completely changes into almost a concerned body language, and I don't say anything, but my eyes kind of dart to Tex and then look at Nova, and I'm very skeptical about this idea from the influence and brainwashing that I went through. I'm very, very skeptical. He's very skeptical about allowing her to be free. I probably am I would say that I'm probably on the opposite side of Buxus's thought process right now. That you have to prove your intentions to me now before you can be trusted, because it's how dangerous it is. So I think I listen mostly, one, because I'm new to the group. I think Malachi is absorbing all the information, but he feels and looks very skeptical, and probably doesn't look too thrilled about the idea of Jin being potentially released back on Tex for influence. But I don't say anything yet. I'm kind of letting it play out.
Sure.
Out of
So
concern
he-
for Tex and the group, not necessarily for any other reason. You know, it's there's scars there, so it sounds lies are told a lot to, you know, justify a means to an end, and I'm very skeptical.
So Malachi hasn't actually voiced that he's skeptical. It's just
Not
kind of written
yet.
in his face. Okay.
Not yet, but it's definitely shown. Anybody who is noticing me can tell I'm not thrilled with what I just heard, even though, you know. Okay, no, he is gonna say something. I think Malachi would say something along the lines of
25 against your insight.
yeah, Malachi.
What do
I
perceive
think
you?
just kind of leans in and just says, if she wants to kill or end the Dominion or kill the Emperor, maybe we should give her a chance, but influence can be a very bad thing. Maybe, or no, then he looks at Nova and says, as long as you can guarantee that Tex isn't going to be harmed by her, even though I'm skeptical, I'm with you guys, if that's what y'all want to do.
With you fellers.
Well, Malachi, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I can't make that guarantee. Tex has he's taken a risk in doing this. She is currently held back, but once we sort of release her, there is the potential that she could overthrow Tyrannix's will and cause some sort of harm. But Tex has he's volunteered to try to withstand that in the hopes of giving Jin a second chance.
Put my big ass clawed hand on your shoulder. It's all right, bro. Sweet Roll can take care of it.
I trust.
Since I made the food, can y'all clean up?
What's this? Nose goes. Nose goes.
Buxus has like 5 hands.
Yeah.
Samira starts cleaning, starts levitating some of the dishes up with like her. Says it's a shame the AI didn't attach itself to me. A battle of wills would have been most amusing.
That's just what we need is Jamira with a fucking rogue AI, like.
And she knows how to control it and use it. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
So,
actually, hold on. Are we sure we don't want this? We sure we don't want to put that as the mirror?
So, like, while we're working through cleaning up and everything, I just want to ask Nova, like, so if Jin and you are cut from the same cloth, what's to have us believe that you couldn't be just as capable as Jin is influencing us as Jin is?
Well, Buxus, I would say that I probably am just as capable as Jin of manipulating all of you. And I don't know what I could tell you that would make you feel better about the situation. I would hope that you could tell that all of you are clear of mind and that the actions that we have been committing are good and of good intent, but I can't tell you anything that could convince you that what you're seeing even is reality. So I think you just have to perhaps go on faith.
Speaking my language.
I understand that it's Buxus, we can all be manipulated subtly or bluntly, but all I can tell you is that I have given you powers with the intent of, well, good, and I would hope that you judge my actions and plans to be good. But there's nothing that I can give or show you that would guarantee that that is even reality, Buxus. It's a... Yeah.
Malachi overhears the conversation and says, I know what influence and manipulation feels like, and Nova certainly isn't manipulating me.
You see Nova marionetting Malachi.
Makes me miss number 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You gonna have to tell me about that calcium construct.
That's my, I guess my thought on it is, what if the shadow agents weren't being manipulated? What if that's just who they were?
I would assume that she picked them because they better aligned with those goals. So I would give you that those people probably would be doing evil of their own without Jin. However, they're capable of more evil with the powers that she gave them. Of that, she's definitely, in my opinion, responsible for. Well, not even in my opinion. She is responsible for giving them the powers, 100%. Now, if you want to argue orders, that's a completely different topic, but...
That is kind of an interesting thought. Like,
she also chose sex.
Assassination. If somebody pays to have someone killed, let's say the person is evil, or is that just? person
Well,
that was assassinated.
That's where we
Was
all have to
evil.
look at our own personal ideals, right? I would say that generally all of us agree that the emperor should die, but killing someone is morally
Wrong.
It's just kinda it's where you draw the line.
Well, I know nothing about the Emperor.
Oh, almost died.
Sounds like a good time.
Death is just the beginning of a new world.
That's really dark.
It's pretty dark, man. And with that, it is 301 or 401 or 501, depending on where you're at.
So
Yeah,
many ones.
I think that I think we should call it there. And
That was good gravy, man.
that was fun.
GG's.
That was really good. GG's. Thanks, Mo, for waking up early to make this happen. Thanks for showing up this week because obviously you had to be here.
I know.
That's the episode.
Hopefully you guys got what you wanted out of that. Hopefully you guys
I did.
the seed that was planted many sessions ago was it was worth it.
Oh yeah.
Obviously
Good
we don't
payoff.
No,
we don't know
that was
everything yet, but
I think my money was on the Kalshi bet that Jen and Nova were the same AI, just kind of like split.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was too. In my mind, I kind of feel like that's how they all were, but I could be wrong. She could be a variant, and then like they split from their own variant and stuff like that. But
awesome. But we don't know if they're like if one of them is the original or if they
Right.
from an original.
so I'm curious as how you play it out, Travis.
You never know.
But if there's two, there could be three or more.
There could be three or
mean-
more. But yeah, man, I'm having a blast. Thank you. I'll hit y'all up
Awesome.
later. I gotta
Thanks,
get
sir.
ready to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
GG's, brother.
Peace.